Emily sits motionless on the edge of her bed, the dim light casting long shadows across the room. The rain taps softly against the window, a slow, rhythmic reminder of the silence pressing in around her. Her phone glows faintly in her trembling hands, Derek's last scene mocking her in its stillness. 2 days, 2 nights. No call, no message. The excuse of a business trip crumbles under the weight of the message she saw on his laptop. A name she didn't recognize, words too intimate to misunderstand. Her heart aches with betrayal, fear, and the unbearable quiet of being left behind. The sudden knock on the door startles her, breaking through the fragile stillness. Emily freezes, pulse racing, fear clouding her judgment. When she opens the door, it's Liam, Derek's younger brother, standing soaked under the rain. His expression is unreadable, his calm presence both comforting and suffocating. He says Derek asked him to check on her, but something in his tone feels off. Too gentle, too deliberate, as if he already knows something. His eyes linger on her face, her trembling hands, and the bruise she's tried desperately to hide beneath her sleeve. They sit in the living room, tension humming in the air. Liam's gaze is heavy with quiet understanding, the kind that makes her chest tighten. Emily tries to deflect, to lie, to protect Derek the way she always has, but Liam's silence makes it impossible. When he finally speaks, his words slice through her defenses. If he hurt you again, Emily, you don't have to cover for him this time. It's not an accusation, it's a lifeline. For the first time, she feels seen and terrified. Emily once had a life filled with music, laughter, and dreams that felt limitless. She was a beloved music teacher, her students drawn to her warmth and passion. But marriage to Derek changed everything. At first he was charming, the kind of man who made her feel chosen. Slowly his charm curdled into control. He convinced her to quit her job, saying he could take care of her. What began as love became isolation, as Derek chipped away at her independence with subtle remarks and unspoken rules. Each sacrifice seemed small, until she looked up one day and realized she'd vanished. Derek's transformation was as gradual as it was terrifying. Success made him harder, colder. At home, his words carried the same sharpness he used in boardrooms. He started monitoring her phone, her spending, her friends. Every disagreement became an interrogation. His anger didn't always leave marks. Sometimes it was silence, other times a slammed door or a broken plate. To the outside world, he remained the golden son, the perfect husband. His parents saw him as ambitious, devoted, misunderstood. And Emily's quiet distress was dismissed as nerves, or worse, ingratitude. Liam's quiet reappearance felt like light through a crack. Unlike Derek, he didn't demand, didn't judge. He simply noticed. He started stopping by more often, fixing a leaky faucet here, bringing groceries there, staying just long enough to make the silence bearable. Their conversations were simple but sacred. She could breathe when he was around. Yet every moment of warmth twisted into guilt. Loving the brother of her husband was unthinkable. But in Liam's gentleness, Emily rediscovered something she thought she'd lost forever: the right to feel safe. It happens late at night, the kind of hour when the world feels half asleep and secrets slip through cracks. Emily's phone buzzes on the nightstand. It's a message from Derek's number, short and intimate. Can't stop thinking about last night. Same hotel next week? The words don't make sense at first, and then they do all at once. Her stomach drops. The room seems to tilt. She scrolls, numb, rereading it over and over until her hands start to shake. There's no mistake. The man who accused her of being ungrateful and suspicious has been living a double life. When Derek returns, the storm finally breaks. Emily confronts him, voice trembling but steady enough to be dangerous. Instead of guilt, Derek's face hardens. Fury, not fear. He twists her discovery into accusation, calling her paranoid, unfaithful, ungrateful. His voice rises, sharp and violent. "You're the reason I can't stand being here," he shouts, his words cutting deeper than any blow. Emily flinches as he slams his hand against the wall, the sound echoing like thunder. This isn't just anger. It's exposure, the mask slipping off completely. The man she married is gone. Then Liam appears at the door, holding the keys he came back for, confusion freezing him mid-step. He sees Derek's rage, Emily's tears, the chaos. Derek spins, snarling accusations at his brother. "You've always wanted what's mine." The room goes silent, heavy with disbelief. Liam steps between them without thinking, and Derek storms out, slamming the door behind him. The silence afterward is unbearable. Emily collapses, sobbing, grief, humiliation, release. Liam wraps his arms around her, hesitant but firm, holding her as if she might shatter. They don't speak. They don't kiss. But something irrevocable shifts. A line quietly crossed. Emily begins living a double life. The silent kind built on fear and strategy. Every bruise, every cruel word, every bank withdrawal becomes evidence. She hides photos in cloud folders under fake names, stashes copies of documents in the lining of an old music book. Each secret step feels like breathing through broken glass, painful but necessary. She's terrified Derek will find out, but something inside her has shifted since that night. The fear hasn't vanished, but it's no longer paralyzing. For the first time in years, Emily is planning something of her own, a way out, a life after him. When Liam visits, he notices the fresh bruise on her arm before she can pull her sleeve down. His jaw tightens, voice low but trembling with anger. "You can't stay here, Emily. He's going to kill you if you don't leave." She shakes her head, tears threatening to spill. Moving in with Liam would mean war, and Derek would make sure they both paid the price. Still, his offer lingers in her chest, warm and dangerous. He doesn't press, but his silence carries a promise. If she calls, he'll come. Always. Derek's paranoia festers. He starts appearing at Liam's apartment unannounced, his smile sharp and performative. He accuses Emily of betrayal, of turning his brother against him. The confrontation between the two brothers erupts, old wounds and jealousy spilling into the open. Derek sneers, "You always wanted what's mine." Liam fires back, steady but raw. "I just wanted you to stop breaking things you claim to love." Emily overhears from the hallway, her breath caught. Something inside her crystallizes. Not rage, not despair, but clarity. That night, she starts packing. Fear still lives in her, but now so does resolve. It happens on a night soaked in tension. Derek stumbles into the house, reeking of alcohol and rage, his eyes glassy but sharp enough to notice the manila folder half hidden under the bed. Inside, photos, recordings, documents, proof. His betrayal exposed by the woman he believed too weak to defy him. The discovery ignites something primal. He screams, shoves her against the wall, calling her a traitor, a liar. But this time Emily doesn't shrink. She fights back, clawing, pushing, breaking free. In the chaos, she grabs her phone, her trembling fingers leaving a desperate voicemail for Liam. "Please, help me." Liam bursts through the door minutes later, heart pounding, drawn by the terror in her voice. The sight before him freezes his blood. Derek towering over Emily, rage twisting his face. Without hesitation, Liam tackles him, the two brothers colliding in a violent storm of years-long resentment. Every buried emotion, envy, guilt, love, explodes. Derek's fists fly, his words venomous. "You think you're better than me?" Liam shouts back through tears. "No, I just wanted you to stop hurting people." Furniture crashes, glass shatters, the house finally echoing with all the things they'd never said aloud. Then it happens. A slip, a moment that changes everything. Derek lunges, loses his balance, and hits his head on the edge of the table. The sound is sickening. Silence follows, heavy and absolute. Emily stands frozen, shaking, her breath ragged as she stares at the motionless body. Liam kneels beside his brother, trembling as he dials 911. Sirens wail in the distance, but Emily can only cry. Not from guilt, but release. The years of silence are over. When the police arrive, she finally speaks. Every truth spills out, raw, broken, but finally free. The weeks that follow are a blur of hospital visits, police statements, and quiet reckoning. Derek survives, but the illusion of control he once held is gone, replaced by court dates and headlines that expose the truth he tried so hard to bury. Emily sits through every hearing with calm resolve, her voice steady as she recounts years of abuse. Liam keeps his distance, haunted by guilt and restraint, unwilling to blur the fragile line between protector and savior. Yet his absence isn't emptiness. It's space for Emily to finally breathe, to exist without fear or permission. In her new apartment, silence no longer feels suffocating. It feels earned. The small space smells of fresh paint and possibility. She buys secondhand furniture, teaches music at a local school again, and hums while making tea in the mornings. The scars on her body are fading, but the ones inside are still tender, healing slowly. Sometimes she catches herself smiling, not because she's forgotten, but because she's survived. One afternoon, a letter arrives. It's from Liam. His handwriting is uneven, honest. You didn't need saving, Emily. You just needed someone to remind you that you could save yourself. Months later, fate brings them together again. A quiet coffee shop, sunlight spilling through the windows. Their eyes meet across the room, and everything unsaid hangs between them. Gratitude, longing, understanding. When he approaches, neither rushes to fill the silence. They talk softly, like old friends rediscovering language after a storm. There's no promise, no confession, just warmth and peace. As Emily leaves, she glances back and smiles. Not at Liam, but at herself. For the first time in years, she feels whole. The story isn't about what she lost. It's about who she became. The auditorium hums softly with anticipation, a gentle murmur of voices and rustling programs. Emily sits at the piano, her reflection faintly mirrored in the polished wood. The piece she's about to play, the same one from her wedding, once symbolized promises and perfection. Now it carries new meaning. Each note feels different beneath her fingertips, steadier, braver, reborn. As the melody unfolds, she closes her eyes and lets the music breathe for her, each chord a quiet declaration of survival. The past lingers, yes, but it no longer owns her. The song belongs to her now, entirely. In the back row, Liam watches quietly, half in shadow. He doesn't approach, doesn't intrude. He just listens. The music fills the room, raw and beautiful, echoing all the things they never said. When their eyes meet for a moment, time stills. There's no longing, no ache, only understanding. He sees her as she truly is, not broken but whole. A small, knowing smile crosses his face, and he looks away, allowing her moment to shine untouched. His presence isn't a tether anymore. It's a witness to how far she's come. As the final notes fade, the audience erupts into gentle applause, but Emily doesn't hear it right away. Her mind is quiet, her heart steady. A soft smile touches her lips as her own voice echoes inside her. Sometimes the person who saves you isn't the one who walks beside you, but the one who reminds you you can stand. The camera lingers on her face, calm, radiant, free. This isn't a story of escape anymore. It's a story of return, to herself, to strength, to music, to life.